The Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection releases next week, and I do have a couple of concerns when it comes to it. So in today's video, I just wanted to discuss a few of them. But before I get into that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on to never miss a piece of Battlefront Classic content. So the first concern I have is with the overall longevity of the multiplayer in the game. The fact that it has multiplayer in the first place is the main reason I'm getting this game, honestly, because I already have them both on Steam, so I can already play them at any time with mods over there. But I really want to play this on my PlayStation 5 with friends online. But the fear is, how long will it actually last until servers start to become pretty empty and eventually impossible to find? With this being a Battlefront game and ultimately one that contains two games that countless people hold dear to themselves, I am hoping that that means the multiplayer will last for quite a long time in terms of player numbers. But then there is also the thing that the games are already 20 years old, so will people just get this for a bit of nostalgia, play it for a couple of weeks and then never touch it again? In 6 months time even, will people still be playing it super regularly or not? There are so many questions like this surrounding this game, and of course we will just have to wait and see, but it does make me a little bit nervous. Another thing regarding the longevity is the fact that this game will obviously not be getting any content support. I do have to stress how obvious that is, given that it's just a port of two 20-year-old games, and Aspyr Media are essentially just a company that ports games to different systems, and they always have been, so they're not just going to suddenly start adding new content to an old game. But in this day and age of multiplayer games receiving updates and having long progression systems, how long will people actually be enticed into playing this game? Some people may find that they'd rather be playing new games rather than a 20-year-old one, and I do understand that, especially if they've already been playing Battlefront for a couple of weeks. They then may never touch it again, or at least for a very long time. But because there will literally never be any new content coming to the game after launch, there will never be a new incentive to come back and play this game other than they feel like it. Likewise with the progression system, well, obviously with this there isn't one. Now personally I don't mind that, and it's absolutely not a necessity. I grew up with these games and even now they're a lot of fun, so I know I don't need a progression system to enjoy it or want to play it. But a lot of people nowadays do feel that they need something to actually grind to keep their focus on a game, like a progression system of some sort or a battle pass. But instead with this classic collection it's just a case of here it is, go have fun with it, which again is absolutely fine and I don't have an issue with it. But it does worry me that player numbers will dwindle shortly after launch. Now you could argue with the fact that Battlefront 2 from EA stopped getting content almost 4 years ago, and plenty of people are still playing that, but that game at least has a progression system, so there are lots of reasons for people wanting to still play it. But it is definitely a valid point and does give me some hope regarding this classic collection. Now the other major concern I have is whether or not there's actually going to be a party system in the game. I'm pretty sure it was Sammy Boy who I was speaking to about this a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't even something I'd really thought about until we mentioned it in that discussion. The original games in 2004 and 5 didn't have a party system whatsoever, which meant that if you wanted to jump into a lobby with your friends, you had to use the server browser system, which of course means that there's no guarantee you will be on the same team, but it also means that you may not necessarily be into a full lobby either. So whilst it is a passable system, it's just not really the best, and I feel like for the longevity of this game, a party system has to be created. Spawning from that then, how will the multiplayer even work? Will it just be a case of you essentially create a server with your preferred maps and people can join you, or have they actually got a normal system where you press multiplayer, select a mode you want to play and then it searches for that? I'm absolutely hoping for the latter of the two at a minimum, and it does kind of sound like that will be the case. But if it is that one, I want to be able to have a party system so that I can join up with a few of my friends before going into a game, so that when we do, it means that we will be on the same team as a guarantee, rather than someone joining a game and then hoping I'll be able to join later on. And in modern day gaming, a party system is just an absolute must. Now more than ever are gamers playing together, building communities and just wanting to play with their friends, so I really do hope that Aspyr Media have actually gone to the effort of making all of this work properly and not just porting the smallest amount of stuff for the most amount of profit. In all fairness to Aspyr, they have gone and brought all of the bonus content that was only available on Xbox back in the day to all systems, and they have actually added hero assault to every single ground map, whereas before it was only on Mos Eisley, so they have actually done some really good things there already. So that does definitely give me a bit of hope with regards to how the multiplayer works. I just really hope that there is actually a party system in place for this game, because I think that will also be a key factor in making this game last even longer. I am usually a very optimistic person, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't have the odd concern here and there. Let me know if you have any concerns about the Star Wars Battlefront collection in the comments below as well, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more. That is it from me today though. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.